Hi everyone, it's your Ability Warriors leader. I'm JJJJJ coming at you from my freezing cold living room. Today I want to chit chat with you guys a little bit about my most feared topic, which is transitions. Transition can be scary. Transition can be the fear of the unknown. Transition can, for some people, be the most crippling thing that you will ever do in your entire life. Transition turns your world upside down, like a roller coaster. But you gotta think of life like that. It's a roller coaster where there's dips and dives and bends and all those fun turns. But your end goal is always the same: to adapt and to be the person that you want to be at the end of the ride. So, over the past 3 or so years, I've adapted to those bends and those twists and those turns pretty well. It's a sign of self-growth for me, and it's a sign that you don't always need that second person to validate what you're doing is right. You can self-validate and self-congratulate yourself. And you'll be much better off for it. Because if you end up being alone and you end up being your hermit self for a while, you can look back and be like, well, the fearless leader did it, so why can't I do it? And that's what I want to portray to you guys. I am no different than you guys. I have a lot of wisdom, but I do make mistakes, and I do sometimes say the wrong things. Like, I've had to record this podcast like 10 bajillion times just because I said the wrong things. And that's okay. Like, that's what I mean by transition. Like, it's always changing. It's change. It's just a bigger word. So, change is really hard. But change can also be really rewarding. Change can show you that you're a lady boss, or a man boss, or a whatever kind of boss you want to be. It just takes a lot of changes in your life to make you realize that you're right where you need to be. And yeah, some days it may be harder to get up and get going and stay motivated, but it's well worth it in the end. It's well worth all the hard work that you put into yourself. You can wake up and be proud that you've accomplished the day, you can wake up and say, hey, well, I did this today. I did this today. Okay, now tomorrow, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. And then your lists just get longer because you feel like you can take on the world. And that's my goal for this podcast. Like, just to let you guys know that transitions are scary. Like, I'm gonna tell you a little story. So, I would always ride on people's coattails. I would always be like, okay, you can handle that. You can take care of me. Instead of being an equal player in what we were trying to accomplish with our lives. And that's not who I am now, for sure. I've definitely done a 180 on that. But I am extremely thankful and grateful for those people, because if it weren't for them, I wouldn't be doing this podcast. I might be doing this podcast, but just not with a lot of inspiration. I wouldn't have the life experience behind me to pursue this. And I want to do this to help people, like everybody listening right now. I want to be able to make everybody a boss human being. I want everybody, despite your ability, despite whether you can work or not, I want you to be a boss at your life. I want you to take those transitions and whip them out the window. I want you to be able to say, you know what, these times and this time in quarantine and all this has made me a more self-sufficient human, and that I can ride that roller coaster of life to its fullest and enjoy all the bends and all the breaks in the track. And I can pick myself up if I fall out of the ride. Like, I can pick myself up if I'm splattered like a pancake on the ground from the ride tipping over. Like, I can take on whatever life is going to bring. I can take on living on my own. And yeah, I did it before, but transitioning back out of being the stage 5 clinger that I was, being thrown back into, okay, now you have to take charge. You have to be the one to make the meals. You have to be the one to do the things that other people did for you. You can't call anybody. You just gotta learn it. And that took me a long time to realize it. Like, I think it was just last week that I finally realized that I am a lady boss and I can do these things, and it's not a big issue. It's not a big deal. Yeah, some days I'll fall off the wagon, and some days I'll be like, I just want somebody to take care of me. I just want somebody to take over the reins. But in reality, I know that me being self-sufficient is gonna add to somebody else's life. It's gonna add to what they have to offer me, and vice versa, what I can offer them. Like, I can offer them so much more now than I ever could before. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the person that I am, for the most part. I'm proud of the person that used to be so scared to speak up for herself, but can now at least write a killer email and be like, okay, I didn't appreciate this. Is there a way that we can make this work? Like, I never used to be like that. And I want you guys to know that you can evolve. You can change. And you can overcome all the obstacles. Like I said in the last podcast about relationships, this transitional period will definitely help you be a better partner in those relationships. It'll help you be a more equal opportunist. It'll help you and them understand what you're capable of and what you can bring to the table. So, and even if you're not, like, in a relationship, if you're a single Pringle, then that's totally fine. You can just go to your workplace and be like, hey, these are the things that I deserve. Obviously do it in a productive, professional manner, but be like, is there any way that we can work this out so that I can get what I need and what I deserve and all these things? See, like, transitions are not that scary. Transitions are pretty damn awesome if you look at them. Transitions are self-growth at its finest. Transitions are what dreams come out of. Like I said, podcast, Exhibit A. Like, this podcast would have never become a thing if I didn't go through all those life experiences to chat with you guys about. Like, that would have never been a thing. So gradually you'll come to be grateful and thankful for the transitions that you have in your life. I know it's probably been a traumatic ride. I know it's probably been the most derailing thing that you've ever been through. I know it was for me. But just know that you can get past that and you can get through that. And just remember to journal it out. Remember to look back on it when you've come out the other side and just be like, you know what? I did set out to do these things. I accomplished them. Now let's break down the third wall and go through it. Like, let's do this thing. And that's the kind of attitude that anyone needs to have when they're transitioning through any sort of life experience. Like, it doesn't have to be a relationship or work related, or it can be the most simple thing, like, hey, I need to not be so shy. So just like raise your voice once a day and just be like, just start singing to yourself. And then that way, one day you might be able to speak louder to somebody and project and not be so timid and quiet. Just find that niche that we all have inside of us to get your confidence up so that you can be a transition human, so that you can, because I don't want to make it boring for you guys, so just find your inner love and go from there, because nobody's gonna look at you and be like, oh, she's self-confident, she's okay with the way she is. If you don't project that on the outside, they're gonna look at you and be like, okay, and the next person seems more suited. You don't want that. You want it to be you. You don't want it to be them. So, and it's all well and good if it's them, but you're missing out on your dreams, right? So I would just get out there as much as you can, and I would try and live your life to the fullest. And journaling always helps. I know I journaled through a lot of my breakups, and looking back on it now, I am a totally different human, and I thank them for it. And they're the ones that need the Nobel Prize for dealing with everything that they had to deal with me. Like, they're amazing human beings. Like, everything that they went through with me, they're warriors themselves. They deserve just as much credit, if not more, for dealing with my formative transitional years. And I wouldn't say I know how to pick them, but my heart definitely knows how to pick them. It's not, I haven't made the greatest decisions in my love life, but it's what my heart wants, so it's what I gotta go for. So just go for the goal, go for the gusto. Just do what you need to do to make it your own life. And if you ever have any questions or any comments or any helpful tips for your fellow ability warriors, let me know, and let me know in the comments. And hopefully you're subscribed to my videos and my podcast. Videos and podcasts are the same thing. Duh. But anyway, I can't speak today. Hopefully this turns out okay. Hey, I rhymed. But, this is my birthday week. So this one will go up in real time, probably after I'm done recording. And I hope you all enjoyed it. I know it took me a lot of work to redo it, but it was well worth it for all my lovely warriors out there. And I will see you all, or you will hear my lovely voice tomorrow. Alrighty. So I'm gonna do my shameless shout out to my best friend and my friendo for life. She has a fantabulous podcast. She is a vlogger slash gamer. She does these things called mini-gasts, which are like the Ability Warriors podcast. But she has more of a visual component, so you should definitely go check her out and tell her that MJ sent you, the Ability Warriors leader, and her channel is growing like a weed. So if you can nurture that, that would be fantabulous. So when my regular programming is usually Thursday through Sunday. It's special because this is my week. So I'm doing 1 to 2 episodes every day. I think today is going to be a double or triple feature, depending on how I'm feeling. And yeah, I just want to spread light to what you guys are going through and show you that getting older is not horrible. Getting older is actually pretty cool. So, to celebrate, I am making these a thing yearly. I think I'm gonna look back and just cringe or either love it or I don't know. But it's kind of a journal for me. So hopefully you enjoy all these as much as I like making them. And I'm gonna love reflecting on my 28th year, going into my 29th, and hopefully beyond. So you guys will be hearing a lot more of me. I hope you're not sick of me yet. But I will catch you in the next one. Alright, I love you all, and I will talk to you later on today, probably in the next hour or two. So I am now signing off. Your Ability Warriors leader is now